Yes, being lazy is harder than being disciplined. And I might be thinking, no. I mean, being lazy is much easier. I mean, that's why I procrastinate so much. And you're right. Right now, it's much easier to be lazy. But you see, in the long run, it's much harder and it's much more painful. Because what does it mean to be disciplined? You see, it means that today you got to go and work out. You got to do the thing that you don't want to do. You got to study, you got to work on something, you got to clean your room, you got to resist watching porn, eating junk food. But you see, yes, it's hard right now, it's very hard. But after it, you feel great. You feel awesome, you're proud of yourself. You know that you've done something, you moved forward, you're fulfilled. And at the end of the day, you go to sleep being content, knowing that you had a good day. Yes, it's hard to be disciplined. But what's the alternative? It's being undisciplined. It's living with that regret and that guilt, those non-stop thoughts that you're not living up to your potential and that you could do better. I mean, really, do you want to be at, a couple of years later, or even at the end of your life, and thinking back and saying to yourself that, I could have done better. I didn't give it my all. I wasn't doing my best. And I wasn't living up to my potential. I could have done better. You see, the alternative of being disciplined is being lazy, is being undisciplined. It's not doing that workout today. It's not eating healthy today. It's not studying, not working, procrastinating. But where does that lead you to? It leads you to suffering. It leads you to a bad life, being unhealthy, getting obese, not getting things done. And how do you feel when you're lazy? How do you feel when you're procrastinating and when you're just playing video games, and scrolling all day? How do you feel after that? You feel like shit. You feel awful. At the end of the day, when you go to bed, you can't even go to sleep because you're thinking of all the things that you didn't do today and you'll have to do tomorrow. Just because you sacrifice tomorrow's success and tomorrow's pleasure, long-term contentment for today's pleasure, for this short-term pleasure. And at the end of the day, you feel bad, you regret the things that you've done. And also other people just won't respect you that much. Because why should they? Why should they respect you? They won't respect you and they won't trust you. Because why should they trust you if you can trust yourself that you're going to do something that you don't want to do? If you can't trust your own self, how can other people trust you and respect you? So you see, it's one of these paradoxes that there are so many in life. And this is what we got to understand, that seeking comfort leads to pain and suffering. And seeking discomfort leads to joy and fulfillment. I mean, how do you feel after you work out? How do you feel after eating healthy? How do you feel after doing some hard work? Yes, it felt hard in that moment, but after it, you felt great. And how do you feel after indulging in some kind of pleasure, after scrolling, after watching porn, after eating a bunch of junk food? How do you feel after that? You feel awful. You feel bad. You see, short-term pleasure right now leads to long-term dissatisfaction. But short-term dissatisfaction right now and discomfort leads to long-term satisfaction. Isn't that interesting? So you see, is it really worth it? Is that short pleasure really worth that long-term dissatisfaction? So you see, discipline is an act of self-love. It means that you have respect for yourself because you're sacrificing today's pleasure for the long-term fulfillment. You're sacrificing today's pleasure because you know that tomorrow you will feel better and you know that it's better for you. And you see, the thing with procrastination and being lazy is that right now it doesn't seem that bad if you miss that workout, if you eat that cheesecake. You see, it doesn't seem that bad. It's like, okay, what if I miss it today? What if I eat it today? It doesn't really matter. You don't really see like immediate results. Okay, what if I do it this one time? And you see, if you're only being lazy just this time, yes, it doesn't really matter. But you see, that's not the case. That's not reality. That's not the truth. It's not like you only eat a little junk food once a month and that's it. If that were the case, it doesn't really matter that much. But that's not the case. You see, if you're consistent with being lazy, if you do it like once a week, twice a week, missing your workout, if you're consistent with it, then it will compound over time. Yeah, I mean, you probably heard of this compounding effect, that small actions done consistently over a long period of time lead to huge impacts and huge results. It's like this snowballing effect, that you push this small little snowball off a cliff. And at the end of the cliff, it will become this huge snowball because of all the snow that it has accumulated over time. You see, it's these small actions, saying that I won't do my workout today, I'll do it tomorrow. I won't eat healthy today, I'll do it tomorrow. These tiny actions and these tiny procrastinations add up. They will add up, and after like 1 or 2 years, you're wondering why you're obese and why you're unhealthy and why you have no energy. But you see, you deserve that. You completely deserve the consequences of your actions. You deserve to be fat and depressed because for months, for years, you consistently, daily did these tiny actions. You consistently missed your workouts. You consistently ate that junk food, procrastinated, scrolled on your phone. You did that. You chose those actions. And you deserve the consequences of those actions. No one else did that to you. No one else got you to this situation. It's your fault. You see, this is why it's important to take responsibility for everything in your life. Because otherwise, if you don't take responsibility, then you will blame other people. You blame other people that you got fat. You blame other people for your mental health problems. And then it's out of your control. You can't do anything about it. But if you take responsibility, then you can do something about it. So you see, these small actions can add up and have a huge impact on our life. But the good thing is that the same is true for discipline. You see, if you work out for just 10, 20 minutes every single day and you do it consistently, over time it will add up. If if you choose to not eat that extra slice of pizza, or not even eat pizza at all in the first place, but to not eat that unhealthy food, if you choose that today and you do that consistently, it will add up. If at night, instead of scrolling, instead of that, you choose to read a book or you choose to talk with the people that you love and improve your relationship, it will add up. These small, tiny actions will add up over time. Do not underestimate the power of these tiny actions. They might seem very insignificant right now, but they add up. You see, this compounding effect will do its work either way. If you're lazy, the compounding effect will do its work. If you're disciplined, the compounding effect will do its work. So you just got to choose which one would you rather have. And you see, it's these tiny actions. When it's, you really don't want to do it, but yet still you do that workout. When you're at night, and you don't feel like, doing your daily stretches, but still you do it. These tiny actions of discipline are the thing that will separate you from 80% of the people. These tiny acts of discipline is what gets you forward and what separates you from most people and what gets you to your potential. And as we said, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hard to exercise. Yes, it's hard to eat healthy. Yes, it's hard to work on that thing, do the thing that you don't want to do. Yes, it's hard to take cold showers every day. But what's the alternative? What alternative do you have? Stagnation. It's not living up to your potential. It's regret. It's guilt. It's becoming obese and feeling like shit. It's your health, your mental health, becoming worse and worse, having these negative thoughts. Do you really want that? You see, both of them are hard. Both of them are painful. The pain of discipline and the pain of undiscipline. Which one will you choose? Because this is in your control. Which one will you choose? Which path will you choose? The path of discipline or the path of laziness and undiscipline? And you can make the change today. Starting today, you can choose which path you want to go on. You can choose to be disciplined. It's in your control. Will you sacrifice this short-term pleasure for long-term contentment and satisfaction or not? It's in your control. And you see, being disciplined also influences your self-image, how you look at yourself. You see, when you're being disciplined every single day, you just feel a lot better. You see, you can trust yourself, you respect yourself, you feel great, you have much more confidence. You walk through the day with a lot more energy. And you know that you can do things, you know that you're capable of doing hard things, you're capable of this. You see, it's the same with laziness. It also influences your self-image. You feel bad about yourself. You can't trust yourself. Often you won't feel like you can do it. And you'll back off of challenges. You won't face challenges, you'll miss opportunities because of that. And now you might be thinking, okay, but I will miss out on all the fun. You see, when will I enjoy myself? I'm not saying that you shouldn't, do fun stuff and do stuff. Go ahead, do it. You don't have to listen to me. Don't listen to me. Think for yourself, decide for yourself. Don't just listen to random people online. And this is also one of our problems, Our attention has become so externalized. We're always looking for the answers outside, and we don't really think for ourselves that much. But back to the point, have some fun for sure, but really think about it. Think about how often do you do it, how consistently do you do it. Don't cope and say, oh, I just do it once a week. It's easy to get addicted to it that way. So don't cope, you see. Be honest with yourself. And ask yourself, you see, is this worth it? Think of the consequences of that. Think of the consequences of, partying every weekend. Is it really worth it? Is it making my life better or worse? Yes, it feels good in that moment, but overall, in the long run, does it make my life better or worse? And there is no right answer, whether or not you should do it or not. It's depending on your decision. You got to decide this. But you see, when will I enjoy myself? You see, the reward of discipline is the man that you become. The reward of discipline, it's being healthy. It's feeling good about yourself. That's the reward of discipline. It's having that good self-image. It's knowing that you can trust yourself. So then remember that seeking comfort leads to pain. And seeking discomfort leads to fulfillment and contentment. And also that both of the pathways are hard. Both of them are painful. But you can choose your painful. You can choose whether you'll choose the pain of discipline or the pain of undiscipline. So thank you for being here. If you're interested, I'm doing free one-on-one calls. You can send me an email and we'll arrange a video call and you can ask me any question that you want. So feel free to send me an email. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for your presence. All the love towards you. Have a great day and goodbye.